their 5G system, allowing trusted vendors to bid on it. It's important. 5G is going to be critical technology for the development of all of the industries that are going to drive the 21st century. But it has to be secure. And when you confront companies that are not secure, they're backed by governments like the government of China that likes to threaten, that likes to sabotage, that likes to use economic coercion.
All right, guys, come on in.
Which is going to be essential to future economic development. This is a country that's also facing a cybersecurity issue that's very serious. 110 million.
Welcome in, everybody. We are live. Guess I hit the button. All right, guys, welcome in. Fabian's in the house. Mike, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Captain Reese, ABC 123 is here. All right, Susu's in the house. Susu's in the house. Everybody's in the house. We got to talk here. We were just listening to Rubio holds a press conference, but breaking news: Trump wants Gaza. So Trump says he wants the U.S. to take ownership of Gaza Strip. What's your thoughts on that? We're going to talk about that on this segment. Also, we're going to talk about a little bit of homeless here. What's happening with that? Oh, by the way, guys, the coffee is out. And I'm also going to give out coffee to somebody on here today. I already made my decision, and we got to stick around. So we're going to give out one more coffee in a little bit. Thank you. Come on in, and happy Tuesday, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So Trump says he wants the U.S. to take ownership of Gaza Strip. Okay. Just a little while ago, he made that announcement. Lots of stuff is going on, guys. Lots of stuff is getting heated up. Lots of stuff. Trump wants peace. Trump wants peace, and you guys heard it here. Marco Rubio, you know I like Marco Rubio, and I feel that he'll probably be the next president of the United States. I'll tell you why in a second. I feel because him speaking Spanish is big. He knows how to bring people together, and he certainly with the South America and Costa Rica and the Spanish speakable, he just knows how to get them there. I think he will be the next president of the United States, and a lot is happening right now with Trump and Gaza. He'll have Alicia. Let me just read something here. Come on in, guys. Freshly Wild in the house. I got to check a few things here real quick. A little backyard action. We haven't done the backyard in a while. Actually, the weather is nice. Rubio holds a news conference earlier today with Costa Rican president. They like him. He's another one. I think he's a leader. Right now, President Trump and Israel leader Benjamin Netanyahu met Tuesday at the White House, where Trump floated an idea of U.S. taking ownership. He wants full ownership of Gaza Strip and in the territory of Gaza. Do you think this is actually going to happen? What's your thoughts in the chat? Big news developing.
It's been the reverse for a very long time. It has seemed as if it's almost better to be an enemy of the United States than to be a friend. If you're a friend, you get sanctioned, you get criticized, and you get ignored. If you're an enemy or an adversary, we make concessions and cut deals.
Let's listen to Rubio first. Let's listen to Marco Rubio first.
And that needs to change. We need to have a foreign
Mark, how are you, Mark?
We are firm in confronting those that seek to do harm to the United States, and we are strong in support of those that work so closely with us. And in the case of Costa Rica, serve as a model to what we hope the region and other countries around the world will one day
Good to hear,
become.
Mark.
Thank you.
American first, yeah.
Okay, so Secretary of State there, Marco Rubio, with the
Saudi casket confirmed.
Today, touting some of the
Not confirmed exactly, Susu.
Agenda items both countries have worked on when it comes to illegal migration, when it comes to drug trafficking, specifically fentanyl as well. In the meantime, speaking of that very drug, Fox News Chief White House correspondent Mike Emanuel has a look at a hearing about fentanyl trafficking today on Capitol Hill. Let's listen.
More than 150 people die every day in the U.S. from overdoses related to synthetic opioids like fentanyl. That's why the Senate Judiciary Committee is considering legislation that would permanently reclassify fentanyl-related substances.
This is bad
as a
stuff right here,
Schedule I
guys.
drug.
This here is
They'll
not
offer
even
tougher
a.
penalties and remove
This stuff here.
barriers for research.
We need you to stand with us and enact these pieces of legislation so that our country's kids have a fighting chance and stop losing their lives.
On Tuesday, parents who lost children to fentanyl poisoning made an urgent plea to Congress to stop the crisis. Republicans say China and weak border policies under the Biden administration are to blame.
It's time to make this temporary scheduling permanent so that the drug cartels do not have the opportunity to flood our country with even deadlier versions of fentanyl.
It is part of the reason why President Trump's tariffs against Beijing took effect today. But experts say finding a solution is more complex.
The pill presses, it's not doing any one thing, it's doing 12 things simultaneously.
And Democrats argue the Trump administration's recent policies could further fuel the crisis.
I'm also gravely concerned about the negative impact of mass removals of senior career law enforcement at
Beer Gut Garage, what's happening, my friend? Fresh you all.
and our ability to
So this
hold
means everything to
traffickers
me.
accountable.
The president is delaying tariffs on Mexico and Canada after both countries agreed to do more to stop the flow of drugs and migrants. In Washington,
Guys, we in my opinion, we've been getting ripped off,
Mike, thanks so much.
not just in 4 years, but for a very long time. And I say us, the United States, all of us, we've been getting ripped off. And it's time for us to rip them off a little bit, right? So it's time for us, we haven't had the hat on in a while, to get a little bit of Fazul's back. Fazul's back, because they've been ripping us off for a very long time. A lot of these countries have been just hurting us, and so many we've been ripped off. And now I think Democrats are shocked, independents are shocked, Republicans shouldn't be too shocked. Certainly MAGA should not be shocked. It's time for us to get this back. We need to get it back for our, our children, our grandchildren. Shit, for us. How about for our grandparents, may they rest in peace? We need to get this back. And Trump is, some people are saying, friends of mine, he's moving fast. But yeah, if you're just coming in, President Trump says, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's take over ownership of Gaza. Panama Canal. Right now things are kind of frozen with Canada. But it's time to get back. And we need to get our nation back. So right now he's got some good people involved with Marco Rubio fighting over there. It's great. It's great right now. A lot of things are happening now. The question is to the chat, is Trump moving too fast? Yes or no? Do we think Trump is moving too fast? Yes or no in the chat? Simple. What do you think? Because there's people I'm talking to, conservatives, independents, and Democrats. It's kind of mixed all up. Some are saying he's going fast. Some are saying he's going no. What's your thoughts? Do you think he's moving too fast on all this tariff stuff? Making America common sense, making America wealthy again, right? More fazuls in our pocket, making it safer, trying to stop the war in Israel. There's words, what my sources are, he's already talked to Putin and trying to get that world. Also, too, I just heard this tonight, that money, not all the money, a lot of the money did not make it the last 2 times over to Ukraine. Did you guys hear that? So Ukraine is claiming that they didn't get all the money. So where did the money go? They're saying they got a lot of it, but they didn't get all of it. So did it go? Where did it go? Did it go back to the White House? Did it go in the big man's, allegedly, did it go back in his pocket? Where did that money go? I don't think it went to Donald Trump because he wasn't in office, right? So yeah, that's news we need to talk about in this live. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. I appreciate everybody coming in. I hope everybody's doing well, enjoying themselves, staying blessed, positive energy. Teresa says the money went in Biden's pocket. So, I mean, is he lying? Lazinski? Is he lying? Or, did he get it all? Or no, he's telling the truth. He didn't get it all. right? And did it go into, Biden's pocket, or, where is it? Welcome in, JW47. Welcome into the membership. Congratulations on the membership. Happy Tuesday. Right back to you. So that's where we're at. That's what we're talking about. Is Trump moving fast? We've been broke for a long time. We've been taken advantage of, not just with the Biden administration, right? But, go back to even Bush, even George W. Bush. Yes, he's Republican. We've been in trouble with him, Clinton, Barack Obama. I mean, but now we have a businessman, in my opinion, who's not messing around. He has nothing to lose, right? He almost died, right? And he's just out there, rolling the dice. And I believe that most of this stuff is going to happen. And particularly with Gaza. Now, as far as the protests going on here in Vegas, there's been no reports of any kind of protest going on tonight. Excuse me, there was some protests going on last night. Certain parts of the valley here in Vegas. We know about California. A lot of these people have been detained. Some have been arrested and back to the country already, because Trump's not messing around with that. And I was also watching other streams. I'll just say streams. I'm not going to call out a YouTube channel. It's not right. But most of them were younger. They were getting involved. They were like crossing over. But why? And they were being detained. And I think the Los Angeles police let them go. But why would you interfere? Whether you're interfering for it, right? For them to go back. And in this case, they were protecting them. And, they're young. We were all young once before. But it just doesn't make sense, burning the American flag. We were talking about that last night. But we got a new sheriff in town, and Trump is serious. And, a lot of people are going to be upset. But for me, I don't think he's moving too fast. I asked that question. I think he's moving pretty damn good. And remember, he has 2 years to do this. You're saying, what do you mean, Sal? What are you smoking? I'm smoking tobacco, Fabian. I'm smoking a cigar. Why I say 2 years is they can lose the House. The Republicans going to lose the House, and the Democrats can take over in 2 years. A lot of people forgot that. So, he's moving fast because of that. But I think most important, I think he's moving fast because he wants to get all this stuff that's on the agenda. Now, I'm not for everything he's doing. Like, making Canada the 51st state. For me, I'm not sure that's the right move. But most of this stuff, obvious, getting these people back. These drug cartels and all these people, they're pushing drugs out here and killing our children and our grandmoms and our, that kind of people. We just seen it. The fentanyl, it's out of control. So, Crystal's in the house. Hello, Crystal. I'll read some comments. Hello, Bob. Steven says Canada will never be the 51st. I don't know. I don't like to say never. Never say never. I just don't think it's going to happen. I would be shocked if it happens in this 4 years. So, Stephen, I'd be shocked if it happens in this term. Thank you, Crystal. I'll see if I can go back and pin that, Crystal. Thank you so much. See if I can get that pinned real quick. All right, there you go. Thank you so much, Crystal. High five, fist bump. But I don't think Trump's moving fast at all. I think he's moving on a good pace. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it, guys, on this Tuesday. We got to make it safe. We need to make Washington safe. A lot of people who lived in Washington before have moved to other parts of the world. Jersey. People are moved away from Jersey, went to Florida. Some people are going to San Diego, Arizona. I can tell you, I live in Las Vegas. It's not as safe as it was. We have so many great people coming here from California. I'm going to say it. But we also have a lot of these bad men and women coming here. And it's just not good.
Meanwhile, Kamala Harris just signed a deal to get her old job back.
Hold on one second, guys. Trying to get this thing with Gaza. See if I can find this Gaza thing here. Hold on. 1 second, guys.
Secrets of Uncle Peter, and I'm releasing them. Also, go and take a look.
1 second, guys. I'm going to get this Trump taking on Gaza here in a second here. Oh, here we go.
Here's where I want to start this program tonight.
Hold on, guys. 1 second. Oh, here we go.
It's a way to start the show. I'm not going to lie. Wendy Williams is
Let me get some volume and stay tuned to this.
Wendy is, she's being treated like a prisoner.
This was about 20 minutes ago, guys.
Sovereign territory.
Here we go.
What authority would allow you to do that? Are you talking about a permanent occupation there? Redevelopment? And Mr. Prime Minister, do you see this idea as a way to expand the boundaries of Israel and to have a longer peace, even though the Israeli people know how important that land is to you and your citizens, just as the space is inherited by the Palestinians as well?
I do see a long-term ownership position. And
Just
I
horrible,
see,
Crystal. I know, I
bringing
did too.
Great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing and creating thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a really magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is death and destruction and rubble and
What Crystal just alluded to, and what Mark Travis says is correct. If I would go to Mexico right now, me and Crystal, and we went there, not a soccer game, and we start waving the United States flag, and we said, F Mexico, they would have all the right to detain us. If I went to Italy, and I start saying, F Italy, even though I'm Italian American, right? And I start putting up the American flag, not at a soccer game, that's another thing, and start waving that flag, I would not be here having a cigar. No way. So for them to and burn the flag, and for me to burn an Italian flag, or go to Mexico and burn a flag, you should be arrested and prosecuted, and put behind bars. That upset me. Now, I didn't see a lot of it happening. I know it was happening. It's just simply wrong. I also think it's wrong for people who have channels to go there. It's one thing filming it, but being involved in the protest, going against your country. Now, if you want to sit behind a YouTube channel live and say, I think it's wrong, like my mom, who's a Democrat, says I'm sad. Love my mom. It's sad, but she said, you know what though? It's not right. They got to come here legal. But if you want to come here and say it's it's sad and you're for it, yeah. But to get involved with the L.A. Police Department or Vegas or Florida, I think it's simply wrong, and I think they should have been detained. In fact, I'll go a little farther. I think some of these people that were getting involved in taking down our flag and spitting on our flag, and you are from America, that's simply not right. That's wrong. It's just simply wrong, and I'm sure they wake up in the morning. I'm sure after they digest this and said, hey, it's wrong. Now, we were all young, but I've never, ever would disrespect the United States of America at all. In fact, in the chat, United States of America is beautiful, huh? God bless USA. We love United States. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, shit, even people who don't really care about politics. We love United States. We're here. I know people that don't like Trump. Friends of mine, relatives are like, I'm going to move to Italy. I was telling somebody yesterday, a subscriber, well, go ahead, goodbye, go to Italy. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. I'm proud of my grandparents and the Italians. But you don't like it here, go back. Go bye. I never see any of these people going back, though. Like Robert De Niro. He said, I'm going to go back. All right, Robert, go back. Do you ever see any of these people going back to Spain, Italy, or Germany? Or Mexico? They want to come here, right? So United States of America, United States, I just think it's simply wrong on what's happening. And I know people that are here who clean my yard, who came here through the process. They paid. They had to wait a little while. Some had to wait a year to come here, but they came here legally. They don't speak perfect English, and I don't think they have to. They're happy. Some of them are paying. They're paying the taxes. They're living the American dream, raising a family, house on the hill, house in the heat in Las Vegas. Good for them. Making good money, making a better living than me. I applaud them. But they came here through the process. And but anyhow, back to Gaza. Let's listen into Gaza here. Trump.
And demolished buildings falling all over.
Sorry for the
Just
volume,
a
guys.
terrible sight,
Not real.
Terrible sight. I've studied it. I've studied this very closely over a lot of months, and I've seen it from every different angle. And it's a very, very dangerous place to
Whoever
be.
gave me this,
It's only going to get worse.
I think it was Chris.
And
Chris,
I
thank
think
you
this
so
is
much,
an
Chris.
idea that's gotten tremendous and
Thank you, Chris.
from the highest level of leadership, gotten tremendous praise. And if the United States can help to bring stability and peace in the Middle East, we'll do that. Baby.
I mentioned again.
So do I, Mark. God bless him,
three
Mark.
goals, and the third goal is to make sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is taking it to a much higher level.
Wow. Strong.
He sees a different future for that piece of land that has been.
Hold on. President Trump, did you guys hear that? I quote, he's taking it another level. What do you think in the chat? Yes? No? Huh? He's taking it another level. Make America great. Not only make America great, let's make the world great again. Great. Actually, great again. Has it ever been great? Well, it was great on Trump's last presidency, right? Let's listen to it a little bit more.
The focus of so much terrorism, so many attacks.
Welcome in, Kenneth. Hello, Kenneth.
So many trials and so many tribulations. He has a different idea, and I think it works.
Exactly, Stephen Williams. Well said, Stephen Williams.
He's exploring it with his people, with his staff. I think it's something that could change history, and it's worthwhile really pursuing this avenue.
All right.
This is the world's
Change in
first
history.
reusable cotton swab.
Change in history.
Up to 10 times more
And the
fuel.
Democrats,
Latest
I don't
study
blame
showed
them. Hold on, guys, before you, what's this guy smoking here? He sounds like a Democrat. I don't blame the Democrats for being mixed up. I don't. My mom's a moderate Democrat. They're mixed up. You know why they're mixed up? Even Republicans are mixed up. You know why? We've never seen anything like this before. And frankly, excuse my language, he has balls. President Trump has a pair of balls, right? We've never, I don't think any of us, I mean, I'm not shocked. MAGA, make America great again, but there's people that are just confused. And I'm not putting down the Democrats. They're just like, wow, is this really happening? Should we do this? And I get it. I get it. I really do. I get it. They're confused. But we've been getting ripped off, guys. Guys, in the chat. Yes or no? Have we been getting ripped off the last decade and more? We've been getting ripped off. We've been getting screwed over. Ronald says yes. We've been getting ripped off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. We've been getting ripped off for many, many years. It's a shame. Appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Food for the homeless on the streets. Thank you so much. Money investor tips. First of all, you get the first high five fist bump, and I know this drives Crystal nuts. Let me move the writing down. Thank you so much. We'll talk about the homeless towards the end of our hour. Some good news on the homeless. Well, we've been getting ripped off, and it's a shame.
That's a lot of press. Congratulations. You bring them out. You really
Taco
bring 'em
Tuesday.
out. Today, I'm delighted to welcome Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu back to the White House.
Netanyahu. Netanyahu.
Feeling a wonderful event. We had fantastic
Netanyahu. I can't
talks.
pronounce it.
And thank you very much with your staff. He's the first foreign head of state to visit during our administration. And Bibi, I want to say it's an honor to have you with us. Over the past 4 years, the U.S. and the Israeli alliance has been tested more than any time in history. But the bonds of friendship and affection between the American and
Look how he's looking at Trump,
People have
guys.
endured for generations, and
Nahu.
they are absolutely unbreakable. They are unbreakable. I'm confident that
Netanyahu.
under our leadership, the cherished alliance between our two countries will soon be stronger than ever. We had a great relationship. We had great victories together 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Not so many victories over the past 4 years, however. In my
Crystal, thank you so much. Thank you. High five, fist bump. The second high five, fist bump. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate the donations. You know, vote 100% goes unless somebody says to get a cigar or something like that. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
The disastrous Iran nuclear deal, one of the worst deals ever made, by the way, and imposed the toughest ever sanctions on the Iranian regime. We starved Hamas and Iran's other terrorist proxies, and we starved them like they had never seen before. Resources and support disappeared for them. I recognized Israel's capital, opened the American embassy in Jerusalem, and got it built, by the way. Built it too.
What's this here? Hold on, guys. Hold
Not
on.
only
What's this?
designated it, but got it built.
I missed this, guys, today. Hold on. Sorry. We'll go back to that.
I mean, they're there because they have no alternative. What do they have? It is a big pile of rubble right now. I mean, have you seen the pictures of it? Have you been there? It's terrible to live. Who can live like that?
Oh, yeah. This is
and
important.
Very dangerous. They're shooting all over the place.
Yeah, listen to this.
Bombing all over the place on both sides. No, I would think if they had an option of moving to an area, either in a large group or various smaller groups, and take care of the close to 2 million people, I would think that they would be thrilled to do. They have no, when you say about the Gaza Strip, they don't have an option.
To be clear, you're saying they'd be
It's very dangerous.
They'd be thrilled to leave Gaza.
Oh, I think they'd love to leave Gaza if they had an option. Right now, they don't have an option. What are they going to do? They have to go back to Gaza. But what is Gaza? There's practically not a building standing. And they're very dangerous. Those buildings...
There's nothing there.
They're falling down all over the place, and there's gunfire all over. It's going to be that way for a while.
Mr. President, wouldn't it have made more sense to evacuate people while the war was...
All right, as you see there, we were listening in as President Trump was signing executive orders there in the Oval Office earlier today. Also answering a lot of questions on the back end. It's been a very busy day there in our nation's capital.
It's going to happen, guys. He's taking over Gaza.
Our 2-minute break. We're going to dive into the meeting between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Stay right here.
Netanyahu. I can't pronounce it. I'll be pronouncing all night long. This is a big deal, guys. This is a huge deal. I think the Panama Canal territory is going to happen. We got Marco Rubio. He's working hard. And I feel, by him speaking Spanish and not a gringo who went to college speaking Spanish. That's important, guys. Him speaking Spanish to some, these countries, it's big. Huge.
He signed an executive order combating the vile wave of anti-Semitism that we've seen in the aftermath of the October 7th attacks. Together, America
That should never happen, October 7th.
The optimism that shines
Free
so
Gaza.
brightly just 4 years ago was really a
Free Gaza,
beautiful
somebody
light.
says. Free them.
We will restore calm and stability to the region and expand prosperity, opportunity, and hope to our nations and for all people in the Middle East, including the Arab and Muslim nations. Very important.
Thank you
We
for
want
the likes.
Arab and Muslim nations to have peace and have tranquility and have great lives. I'd like to now invite Prime Minister Netanyahu to say a few words, and we'll take some questions afterwards. Thank you very much.
Kenneth, thank you for coming in tonight, Kenneth. Appreciate you, my friend.
I'm honored that you invited me to be the first foreign leader to
Thank
visit
you.
the White House in your second term. This is a testament to your friendship and support for the Jewish state and the Jewish people.
Oliver, how are you?
I've said this before. I'll say it again. You are the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House.
Hand of applause, everybody. Hand of applause. Hand of applause in the chat.
That's why the people of Israel have such enormous respect for you. In your first term, you recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
Husky Bomb, well said.
You moved the American embassy there.
Maribel says, hi, everyone.
Israel's sovereignty over the
Sal
Golan
has that
Heights.
hat. Love it.
You withdrew from the disastrous Iran
Brandon, welcome in.
I remember we spoke about it. You said, this is the worst deal I've ever seen.
Dean the
I'm
Bean.
elected. I'm walking out of it.
Crystal,
That's
hand of
exactly what you
applause.
did. And,
It's easy to do, guys.
It speaks loudly for just common sense, just looking at things and seeing them as they are. And of course, you also brokered the groundbreaking Abraham Accords in which Israel made peace with 4 Arab states. We did this in 4 months. Nothing happened for a quarter of a century, but in 4 months, we were able, working together under your leadership, to have 4 historic peace accords. And now in the first days of your second term, you picked up right where you left off. Your leadership to help bring our hostages home.
Vortex, how are you?
Citizens. You freed up munitions that have
Shout
been
out to
withheld
Isabel.
from Israel. They had been withheld from Israel
Peace, love Trump. From the
midst
wife.
of a
Peace, love
seven-front
Trump.
war for our existence. And you just freed it.
Francis of the
You ended
CC.
unjust sanctions against law-abiding
Francis of the
citizens.
CC.
You boldly
God bless.
confronted the scourge of anti-Semitism.
All right.
You stopped funding. as
Somebody
you just
says
said,
Trump is talking
international
crazy.
organizations like
We say
UNRWA
welcome in the chat
that
anyhow.
support and fund terrorists. And today, you renewed the maximum pressure
I
campaign
think Fabian's
against
here.
Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, all this in just 2 weeks. Can we imagine where we'll be in 4 years?
Woo!
I can. I know you can.
First of all, Tony Ray, how are you? Welcome in the chat. Mike Jones. They like him. They like him. You know why they like him? They're going to kiss his butt. They know he means business. He knows he'll make America great. The world's just good. The world's going to be better. You see how they respect him? Do you see the looks on their face? We don't all have to like Trump or agree on Trump's decisions. Shit, I don't agree on everything. But do you see how they respect him? Putin will too. These wars will stop. And I've said it. How are you, Lizette? What happened?
I'm exhausted.
Shout out to Lizette. Pharmaceutical, passed. Internship. Say hello.
Hey everybody, I'm tired.
You're working hard, right?
Yeah.
Would Trump be proud of you?
It smells like fish out here.
Tyler said it's a... Huh?
It smells like fish out
Yeah, somebody's cooking bacala. Biden was a chump puppet.
Is Josh here?
That's kind of funny. Josh is here, yeah.
His car's not outside.
It's not? Crystal says congratulations, Lizette. She's tired. She's a Trump supporter. She wasn't before. Now, car payment, car insurance, right? No help from the Democrats. What happened? I kind of like this Trump, she says, right? I didn't push it on her. Are your kids waking up? Is America waking up? Is Trump a Republican or a Democrat? Is he just for us? AKA Caroline's in the house. Thank you, AKA Caroline. Appreciate it. Got to get up in 4 hours. All right, let's listen back in.
Mr. President, for our part, we in Israel have been pretty busy too.
Jenny G, yes I do, Jenny G. Welcome back.
October 7th attack,
Gary Gray, what's happening, Dan? Dan the man.
changing the face of the Middle East.
Dan the man.
On that infamous day,
Tyler, how are you?
Hamas monsters savagely murdered 1,200 innocent people, including more
I
than
hear you,
40
Debbie.
Americans.
God bless you, Debbie.
They beheaded men, they raped women, they burnt babies alive,
Oh my God.
and they took 251 people hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. And after this worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, Iran and its henchmen in the Middle East were absolutely ecstatic.
You're horrible, Mike.
Ania praised the massacre. Sinwar said that Israel was finished. Nasrallah boasted that Israel was, here's what he said, is feeble as a spider's web. Well, Mr. President, Hania is gone. Sinwar is gone. Nasrallah is gone. We've devastated Hamas.
Bridget, how are you, Bridget?
Decimated Hezbollah.
Brandon Ferguson. How's
Assad's
Brandon
remaining
Ferguson doing tonight?
And we crippled Iran's air
Janine's in the
defenses.
house.
And in
Janine,
doing
your
this,
coffee was sent out.
we've defeated some of America's worst enemies. We
Janine.
took out terrorists
Oh,
who were wanted for decades for shedding rivers of American blood, including the blood of 241 Marines murdered in Beirut.
oh my goodness.
We accomplished all this
Thank you, Maribel.
with the indomitable spirit
Appreciate
of
the
our
likes.
people and the boundless courage of our soldiers. The Bible says that the people of Israel shall rise like lions.
Iman Garcia.
and
God bless
boldly
you.
rise. Today,
Andy,
the
what's
roar of
going
the
on,
Lion
Andy?
of
Love you
Judah
right back.
is heard loudly throughout the Middle East. Israel has never been stronger, and the Iran terror axis has never been weaker. But as we discussed, Mr. President, to secure our future and bring peace to our region, we have to finish the job. In Gaza, Israel
Thank you,
has three
Maribel.
goals. Destroy Hamas's military and governing capabilities, secure the release of all of our hostages, and ensure that Gaza never again poses a threat to Israel. I believe, Mr. President, that your willingness to puncture conventional thinking that has failed time and time and time again, your willingness
So
to
sad, Bridget.
think outside the box
So sad,
with
Bridget.
fresh ideas will help us achieve all these goals. And I've seen you do this many times. You cut to the chase. You see things others refuse.
Okay. We'll go back in a second. He cuts to the chase. Strong words. Strong words. He does. He's right. He cuts to the chase. He's right. And that's why the Democrats are not used to this, because they haven't seen anything like this. We haven't seen this with George W. Bush. We actually haven't seen it with Bill Clinton, and I supported Bill Clinton. Yeah, I voted for Bill Clinton. We definitely didn't see it with Barack Obama. 100,000% didn't see anything out of Biden. And wow, God, we can go all the way back to John F. Kennedy. But in recent history, folks, we haven't seen this type of presidency and somebody moving this quick. And ladies, I'm sorry, but he does have balls, Trump. It's amazing what he's going to do for our future. He has nothing else to lose. He will not be president anymore. And he almost died for us. Let's listen in a little bit more. Just look at his face. Before I go any far, look at the face. Does that look like a president? Or do we go back to that other president? I mean, look at this. Look at the difference, huh?
Refuse to see. You say things others refuse to say. And after the jaws drop,
Right.
people scratch their heads and they say, he's right. And this is the kind
Yes,
of
this was today. Actually, about an hour ago, maybe. 2 hours ago or something.
This is the kind of thinking that will reshape the Middle East and bring peace. We also see
Crystal, I should pin that up there. He looks like one of our founding fathers. Yeah, I should pin that up there, Crystal.
trying to kill you, Mr. President.
Are groceries prices down yet? Yes, they are.
We're both committed to rolling back Iran's aggression in the region and ensuring that Iran never develops a nuclear weapon. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, Israel will end the war by winning the war.
Excuse me.
Israel's victory will be America's victory. We will not only win the war, working together, we will win the peace.
Wow.
With your leadership, Mr. President, and our partnership, I believe that we will forge a brilliant future for our region and bring our great alliance
JFF88, how are you, my friend?
greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you very much, baby. Very nice. Thank you.
Strong words.
JD Vance, everybody. JD, please, Vice President, stand up. He's been doing a good job. He's been working very hard on
Roy Rogers, how are you?
In particular. We'll take some questions, please. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, please. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Can a normalization deal with Saudi Arabia be achieved without the acknowledgement of a Palestinian state? That question for you too, Mr. Prime Minister. And Mr. President, given what you've said about Gaza, should the U.S. send troops to help secure the security vacuum?
So Saudi Arabia is going to be very helpful, and they have been very helpful. They want peace in the Middle East. It's very simple. We know their leader and their leaders very well. They're wonderful people, and they want peace in the Middle East. As far as Gaza is concerned, we'll do what is necessary. If it's necessary, we'll do that. We're going to take over that piece, and we're going to develop.
So if you're just coming in, guys, we're talking about Trump says U.S. will take over Gaza. Gaza Strip. Good move or bad move in the chat? Yes or no? Yes or no in the chat? What do you guys think?
Over and over again, and then it starts, and then the
Carol Harris, how's Carol doing? How's Carol doing this evening?
And you end up in the same place, and we don't want to see that happen. So by the United States, with its stability and strength, owning it, especially the strength that we're developing and developed over the last fairly short period of time, I would say really since the election.
RS, welcome in the chat. RS is bad move. Welcome in.
Something that is very, very strong, very powerful, and very
good, Carol.
Good for the area, not just for Israel, for the entire Middle East. Very important, and we'll again.
Logan, how's Logan doing? God bless you, Logan.
Everyone, not for a specific group.
Yvonne Staples, I pronounced that right? Brilliant move.
Please.
Brilliant move, she says.
I think peace between Israel and Saudi Arabia is not only feasible, I think it's going to happen. I think if we had another half a year in your first term, it would have already happened.
Many
Adam, welcome in, Adam.
I think you can't prejudge and pre-guess how we'll achieve it, but I'm committed to achieving it. And I know the president is committed to achieving it, and I think the Saudi leadership is interested.
Well said, Andy.
To achieve it, so we'll give it a good
Andy,
shot. And
well
I think
said.
we'll succeed.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Why are you refusing to set up a national commission to investigate failures of October 7th?
Well, I can't tell you whether or not the ceasefire will hold. We've done, I think, a very masterful job. We weren't helped very much by the Biden administration, I can tell you that. But we've gotten quite a few hostages out. We're going to get more out. But we're dealing with very complex people. And we are going to see whether or not it holds. We certainly want to have more come out. They've come out damaged in many ways.
Bad idea, somebody says. RS says bad idea.
They're going to be strong, and they're going to.
I hear you, Carol. I hear you, Carol.
Get as many as possible out. Whether or not it holds, I don't know. We hope it holds. We hope it holds.
I think that the
welcome in the chat, Fuzzy. Oil doesn't bring down the depth.
I think will enable us.
Welcome in, everybody, on this Tuesday.
What happened?
Different comments, different thoughts.
By an independent commission.
Real quick, guys, welcome in. I welcome
by the majority of the people.
Some different comments, and I respect all comments. You don't have to agree with me. Who am I? You know. But as far as the drill, baby drill, that is big. That was a big mistake on Biden, Kamala Harris. I think that Democrats went behind that curtain. I think that was huge. That caused where we're at right now. The price of goods in the grocery store, and somebody said that the grocery prices go down. Trump has done more than any president in our lifetime. I'm going to make a strong statement. He's moving faster. He's going to bring back, I know you get tired of hearing this, but bring American common sense, cheaper, make the whole country just much better. Now, the question is he moving too fast? I say no. Now, there's people in the chat, and there's people, friends of mine, and I work with some representatives here for homeless and vets, and there's some Republicans think he's going too fast. But I think he's moving at a good speed. I think we're just not used to this because the last 4 years, we all we heard from was Biden worrying about in a State of the Union. I know a lot of people get tired of hearing this. He was worried about potato chips. There wasn't enough potato chips in the bag, which was very important. But not as important. You know, we were lost for the last 4 years. We forgot on how a president should speak. Bill Clinton was a good speaker. He was a very good president, but we kind of forgot. And now we're like, oh my God, we got to slap ourselves. And now we have a leader. And these other countries are, they fear him. They like him. They know he can make we could just be better as a nation. And this whole thing with Mexico and the protest going on, it's just simply wrong. Burning the flag. If you want to protest on the side of the street and voice your opinion, go ahead. You know what? How you solve that is you go back to your country, Venezuela, Mexico, China, Italy, wherever you're from, and come here, do the process, save up, pay the process. It's not a lot of money, right? And go through it just like the Irish, the Italians, and go down the list, right? Who came to Ellis Island, right? And they had to go through the process. That's all. That's how you solve that. And then you come here and you work hard. But he's doing so much more. And taking over Gaza Strip, that's big, guys. Panama Canal. So may he rest in peace. May he rest in peace. Jimmy Carter, he gave it back. Yeah. So all these presidents just messed up a lot of things, including Ronald Reagan, by the way. For those who say, oh, Ronald Reagan was great. Ronald Reagan was good. But this is great. There's a difference. Okay, Ronald Reagan was good. Bill Clinton was good. But Trump, it's something we've never seen before. Guys, he's one of us. I'm surprised he has a suit and tie on. He is one of us. He's for the people. So just like when he threw those pens, when he does the executive orders on day 1, day 2, remember he was throwing those pens? Those pens weren't for souvenirs to people. He's saying, here it is. Here it is. United States, I did this for you guys. It's back. That's what those pens, in my opinion, but I could be wrong. He's throwing those pens back, one executive order after another. That's a leader. He's not a follower. He's not a puppet. He's not a robot. He is a true leader. Go to a bigger screen.
The other one was that the president withdrew the United States from the UNHCR, the United Nations High Commission on Refugees, and I believe it was also on UNRWA, citing them to be anti-American organizations. UNRWA, of course, is the United Nations Refugee Agency, which has its own problems because many members of Hamas were employed by UNRWA, and UNRWA always manages to feign. I didn't know there were UNRWA tunnels under Hamas tunnels under our headquarters in Gaza. They're sort of like this: see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. But there always seems to be a connection between UNRWA and Hamas.
I hear you, Andy.
There's no other agency to deal with humanitarian aid towards the Palestinians, and UNRWA is the only organization that is geared solely towards one group. UNHCR deals with refugees all over the world.
Mike Jones, yeah.
UNRWA is the only organization that is solely dedicated to Palestinian refugees. Some would argue that it's helped perpetuate the Palestinian refugee issue. So those are the two.
We just, guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the beginning. We haven't really seen anything yet. What's next under his sleeve, Donald Trump? What's next? Who will we get next? Panama Canal. Puerto Rico. We got Puerto Rico as U.S. territory. Will that become the 51st state before Canada in the chat? Puerto Rico before Canada or either? What's your thoughts on that? And an ace in his pocket. An ace in his pocket, yes. Wow, that's a good one. That's a high-five fist bump. Yeah, an ace in his pocket. If you're just coming in, Trump says U.S. will take over Gaza Strip. What's your thoughts? I think it's good. I think we're shocked. A lot of people, I'm not shocked, but a lot of people are, oh my God, do you hear what's going on with Trump? Gaza? Panama Canal? Canada, 51st state? I don't think it's a good move on that one, but all this stuff. He's sending these people back And these poor kids. Here's the thing. When people say, you know, these poor kids, and my prayers. But what happened when those little kids, moms and dads and grandfathers and grandmoms were coming through the fence and they were getting ripped? Remember when open borders and they were coming through and they were getting cut? Some of them drowned. What a shame, right? Where were those same people at then, right? Trump's not saying go grab these kids out of school. He wants to get these bad men and women off the streets. And this the crime. And they all should be put back to where they're coming from. We don't need money investor. Yes, we don't need this stuff. We have enough of our own. If you're just coming into this live stream, we have enough of our craziness people here in my skin color, right? We'll start with me. Our skin. We can't worry about this other stuff happening. Lots of things I won't even say on here to young ladies and young men. So they need to be sent back. It's not like, you know, he's going to go knocking on every door. But we've had the most illegal people coming here ever. And not mention Iran and Iraq. I continue to say, if you're new to this channel, subscribe and like if you like the content. Make sure you support your other YouTube channels with similar content on there with the like after this live stream. But let's talk about Iran and Iraq. They're living here too. Oh, where are they at? They're here. And they're planning another attack on American soil. And it could be very soon. Thank God Trump is the president and he has a great team behind it to try to cut down on that. So let no mistake, it wasn't just Mexico and Venezuela and Haitian, okay, and China. It was Iran and Iraq. And some of these people came over, really nice people, and they're very hardworking people. And yes, I pray for them as well. I pray that they come back the right way, and then we high five, fist bump them, and they work hard. And it's an insult when they say the gringos can't do the job, or the Italians and Irish can't do the job, because guess what? It's simply not true, because I am living proof I did the job. I did. And my uncle, I wish my uncle would come on here. Uncle Greg, you on here? I worked on a farm at 15 years old, picking produce. We did landscaping. The Irish people, the Puerto Ricans, and African Americans. What about them? And the gay. What about us? We can do the job. And when they say we need your avocado, there's plenty of avocados from Puerto Rico, ladies and gentlemen. My wife says, and they're very good avocados, by the way. So, you know, we don't need the avocados. Don't throw that to our face. I don't like to hear that stuff.
People. We don't want it accepted by one half of the people and not the other. I think we should have it, and we should find out exactly what happened. I'm insisting on it.
Right, Andy?
Believe me, it'll surprise a lot of people when it happens.
Kelly.
Thomas Jones. Love my hair. Thomas, I was going bald, Thomas. Hold on, Thomas. We laugh on here, guys. We can't be too serious, right? I was going bald. But now I got, you know, I had a little hair and now I got hair. Welcome into chat, guys. You got to laugh a little bit. This is a homeless channel. We're helping out the homeless and the vets. By the way, we're going to talk about the homeless just a little bit. We'll go back to some of this. If you're just coming in, Trump means business. He's taking Gaza, Panama Canal, and the list continues. And he's making an offer. So I have avocado trees in my backyard. You want avocados? Crystal's got them. And she'll make you an offer you can't refuse. I'm only kidding. But yeah, we got avocados. Oscar. Ozzy. Yeah, these do help. Yeah, this helps a little bit. Oh, yeah, this helps. Look at that. Mike, look at that. Is Mike in the house? Look at that. I can see. But when I go back, all right. I don't know. It's weird. Like, there's a glare at night. Anyhow, Ozzy got me these glasses. Like, when it's daytime, it's fine. But yeah, so the homeless. So yeah, so today there was a few homeless people that got into a shelter today. Salvation Army. They're working and they're getting the help they need. They check them. Salvation Army. They do they make sure that they're not on any drugs or alcohol for like. They go back and they do blood work, and that's what we do on here. We help out the homeless. Now, Trump has got to get that going too. I hopefully gets that soon. What is going on with that? He wants to have Tent City and help out the homeless and the vets who fall for this country. So hopefully he gets on that quick, and has the right people organize that in places like California and Vegas and Florida. I mean, a lot of cities and states as homeless has been quadruple in the last 4 years. So let's get those people the help they need and the drugs that they're on, and get them help, and have doctors and psychiatrists and nutrition, and get those people who want help on the right track. So let's hope that Trump does keep his promise on that. I hope so, or I'll be a little upset. So hopefully Trump will get on that. I have one of these hats and it says made in the United States. These glasses were made in the United States.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister.
Let's hear some more questions.
The United States taking over.
Greg, welcome in, Greg.
What authority?
Greg says,
Are you talking about a permanent occupation there? Redevelopment? And Mr. Prime Minister, do you see this idea as a way to expand the boundaries of Israel and to have a longer peace, even though the Israeli people know how important
no, I'm okay, Maribel.
to you and
I'm not hungry.
citizens, just as the space is inherited by the Palestinians?
I do see a long-term ownership position, and I see it bringing great stability to that part of the Middle East and maybe the entire Middle East. And everybody I've spoken to, this was not a decision made lightly. Everybody I've spoken to loves the idea of the United States owning that piece of land, developing
there you
and
go,
creating
guys.
thousands of jobs with something that will be magnificent in a
Businessman, right?
magnificent area that nobody would know. Nobody can look because all they see is
Gail, welcome in, Gail.
destruction and rubble.
Gail.
And
Every now and then, Gail,
demolished buildings falling all over.
I give out these high five fist bump. So well said. Businessman. You hear how he speaks? We're not used to. We forgot on how a president should talk. Am I right or wrong?
Over.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Hold on.
Just a terrible sight. I've studied it. I've studied this very closely over a lot of months, and I've seen it from every different angle.
Appreciate the
very,
51
very
likes.
Dangerous place to be, and it's only going to get worse. And I think this
Andy,
is an
thank you
idea
for stopping in, Andy. Appreciate it, Andy. Great comments, Andy. Hope you join us again. High five fist bump. Thank you.
Tremendous praise. And if the United States can help to bring stability and peace in the Middle East, we'll do that. Baby.
I mentioned again tonight our three goals, and the third goal is to make sure that Gaza never poses a threat to Israel again. President Trump is...
You know, Carol, real quick, Carol, what did I do, Sal? Carol, good comment, by the way. You know what's funny, Carol, is this. I'll just read your comment. Nobody will appreciate Trump in 50 years like not appreciating Carter now. You know, Carol, listen to this. People like my mom, who I love dearly, who's a Democrat, voted for Biden. People just 10 years from now, this makes sense, will forget that they even voted for Biden or Kamala, whatever, right? 20 years, 50 years, right? People say, oh my God. Don't forget that they even voted. They'll forget, and they'll look back. People who don't like Trump will look back in just 4 years. I think even 2 years, but 8+ and say, wow, this guy has a little ego problem. He's a little mean at times. Okay, my goodness. What a leader. What he accomplished. We haven't seen anything yet. Now, he's not perfect. He'll make his mistakes. I'll even call him out on a few things, right? None of us are. Oh, man, we will look back and say, wow, how come I didn't vote? How did I miss not voting for Donald J. Trump, right? Oh, it sounds good, Crystal. Flinner in the house. What's up, Flinner? How are you? I try to get to every comment, guys, but the chat is, if you were sitting behind me, say, oh my God, how do you keep up? The chat's moving very quick, and the messages jump. Somebody says gas jumped up 30, 50 cents. Not in Vegas, it didn't. I'm not doubting you. Maybe, but not here in Vegas. Actually, it went down. Vegas went down, right, Maribel? Where's Maribel at? Where's my wife? Gas went down here. All right. As Crystal says, how are you, Flinner? Now, my chat is freezing up a little bit, so I don't know what's going on with that. So bear with me here. But yeah, Carol, I mean, people will look back and say, my goodness, I really voted for Biden or Kamala. Yeah, it's about 320 here in Vegas, Crystal. Gas. Somebody brought up gas. Probably somebody joking, but gas is going down already. But we haven't seen anything yet. It's going to go down a lot more because the pipelines, that was 75, 80%, in my opinion, why the economy was, why interest rates, why everything, why your electric bill went up, why your car insurance quadrupled, why your gas bill went up. It has to do with like almost 75% of where we're at, what happened in the last 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Simply open up the pipelines would have been brilliant, but they refuse. They force us to go in another direction, right? And it is fossil fuel and climate change and electric vehicles, and it should be a choice that we can't afford. I'll read a few more comments here, guys. I'll get caught up with some comments here. Let's see. Flinner says good. Let me fix the camera a little bit. A lot of different opinions. Everybody's welcome to come in, and you have all the right to voice your opinion. You know, be respectful, you know, in the chat. Trump's jumping on ideas of other countries. Some of them, I just don't understand the comment. Some are great comments. Some are just not making sense. Not because I disagree, they're just not making sense. So some of them I just... Somebody said Kamala. I think she got a job somewhere. McDonald's, maybe. All right. Everything went up. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Travis C. Kamala's my president. You're entitled to that. I don't think she's going to run for president anymore. She had her shot and she blew it. Eagle One, thank you. Appreciate that. News. I got to be careful, Crystal. Newsome. Did I say it? All right. Got to be careful. Newsom was given a recall on paperwork. I cited it too. Trump should focus on the homeless, not Gaza. Interesting, Flinner. California, stop voting blue. So interesting. So different comments, different emotions. Different emotions on here, on this live. Interesting. How people's minds are, you know, which is fine. Crystal's in California, and you see it here in the chat, she voted for Trump. So, I think California's changing a little bit. Janine, I think Travis knows she lost, but he's like, people are still like hurt by it. On Travis' defense, you know, you're just like, you know, like hurt. When you don't win the Super Bowl, you're like, oh, didn't they win? So, yeah. It hurts. But, you know, Travis or anybody else, if you're upset, I get it. But she blew it. You know why she blew it? The Democrats turned their back on you guys, on all of us. That's why they lost on a landslide, and that's why it was a Rocky Marciano, Mike Tyson knockout. The fight was over. If this was a boxing match, the election was over. They turned their back on us. They actually turned their back on illegals. And you're saying, I said this multiple times, but people don't get it. When the illegal people came over, the very next day or 2 days later, Kamala says, oh, stop the money. And the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi said, stop the money on their card. They didn't care. That's why they lost. They turned their back on Americans. And Americans got fed up. Like Stephen A. Smith, who's a Democrat, came out and said, Stephen A. Smith is a Democrat for ESPN. He said, that's why. That's why we lost. And that's why, you know, Kamala's finished, in my opinion. Probably for, I don't think she'll ever get back into politics. All right, let's move on. Just in case the chat goes down, guys, I can see there's some problems. Yeah, let me just check out something here real quick, guys. Hold on. All right. Yeah. All right, I think I'm back here. Carol Harris. Excellent. Well said. All right, guys, I'm back. YouTube is having a glitch or something. It's not my Wi-Fi this time. Again, it's YouTube. But I am back. It's freezing up. I'm not doing anything on my end. I know how frustrated it is when I watch other channels, but I assure you, when you see these things, it's either the Wi-Fi. In this case, it wasn't. It was YouTube. YouTube's app is having a glitch, so maybe I'll uninstall it and put it back in after this live's over, of course. But it looks like I'm back, and it's back on again. All right, let's see here. We got a little bit more coverage of this here.
You stop funding, as you just said, international organizations like UNRWA that support and fund terrorists. And today, you renewed the maximum pressure campaign against Iran. Ladies and gentlemen, all this in just 2 weeks. Can we imagine where we'll be in 4 years? I can. I know you can, Mr. President. For our part, we in Israel have been pretty busy too. Since the horrendous October 7th attack, we've been fighting our common enemies and changing the face of the Middle East. On that infamous day, Hamas monsters savagely murdered 1,200 innocent people, including more than 40 Americans. They beheaded men, they raped women, they burnt babies alive, and they took 200
Thank you, BT.
people hostage to the dungeons of Gaza. And after this worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust, Iran and its henchmen in the Middle East were absolutely ecstatic. Ania praised the massacre. Sinwar said that Israel was finished. Nasrallah boasted that Israel was, here's what he said.
Scooby! How's Scooby doing tonight? God bless you, Scooby.
Well, Mr. President, Ania is gone. Sinwar is gone. Nasrallah is gone. We've devastated Hamas. We decimated Hezbollah. We destroyed Assad's remaining armaments. And we crippled Iran's air defenses. And in doing this,
Doing well, Scooby.
we've defeated some of America's worst enemies. We took out terrorists who were wanted for decades for shedding rivers of American blood, including the blood of 241 Marines murdered in Beirut. We accomplished all this.
I appreciate those nice
with the
comments.
spirit of our people and the boundless courage of our soldiers. The Bible says that the people of Israel shall rise like lions.
Appreciate those comments, guys.
Today,
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know how this unravels here. Trump does mean business. And but taking Gaza, I think it's going to happen. The Gaza Strip is going to happen very soon. And along with other things, I think the Panama Canal will happen. Also, guys, we haven't talked about the no tips on Social Security, overtime. That is going to happen. He's working so hard. He's already been to California, and that funding is already getting, the money in California wildfires, the crazy fires. He's doing an investigating on drones and much, much more. So the man is working. I was like, when does he sleep? He must only sleep 4 or 5 hours, right? That's the only thing I'm worried about with Trump is making sure he gets enough rest. So I appreciate everybody coming on here tonight on this live. Good live tonight, guys. Thank you for the donations. Once again, if you're new to the channel, we help out the homeless with the donations and memberships and stuff like that. We appreciate it. But say what you want, and people who don't like Trump, you're going to look back 4 years from now, 2 years from now, 8 years from now, and say, my goodness, how did I miss out on not voting for this man, Donald Trump? And you're going to say, wow, what a difference. We're just going to be safer. Is the world going to be the best ever? No. You're still going to have problems, right? Unfortunately. But, it's going to be a hell of a lot better than what we witnessed in the last 4 years. Right back to you, Mark. God bless you, too. All right, guys, I'm gonna end this stream in a few minutes. I'm gonna read a few more comments, and I gotta figure out why the YouTube was freezing like that. I'm gonna try uninstalling the app and reinstalling and see if that works for future lives. 'Cause I don't like anything freezing like that. Right back to you, Gregory, Darren. God bless you, Darren. Shane, God bless you. Right back. Is that Slack Vision TV? Oscar Flores. God bless the United States of America. Let me just do this real quick. Right here. God bless. How about in the chat before we end this? United States, USA, huh? If you support United States of America, put it in the chat, huh? You should be proud of where you're from. Where your ancestor, where everybody's from, your grandparents. I'm proud to be an Italian American. But I love the United States of America, right? So well said, Crystal. Donald Trump is not taking a paycheck for being a president. Forgot about that. That's huge. So true. So true. United States of America. We should never forget who we are and where we're from, right? But we live in the United States. In my opinion, there's no better place in the world to live in the United States. There's some beautiful places to go. Spain, Italy's beautiful, Puerto Rico. But man, the United States is something special. So many places in the States to go that are beautiful, like South Carolina, North Carolina, Montana. Just a few, Florida. Shit, even California is beautiful. It's just a shame what happened, and I think it's going to get better. I'm optimistic. Beautiful mountains and ski resorts and beaches, right? Alaska. So many beautiful places in the United States. It's nice to go to other countries, but at the end of the day, it's the United States. And you come here through a process, legal, right? And we got to get these people back safe. The bad guys and bad women out here the drug cartels. Get them out. We don't need it. We don't need it. We'll see what happened with Gaza Strip, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in on this live. Thank you for the moderators. Mike M, you got some coffee coming your way. I appreciate it, Mike M. You got some coffee coming your way, Mike. So we'll chat on that. Shout out to Crystal. Appreciate Crystal. And Isabel. A little coffee coming your way. Janine, God bless you. Lovebirds was not on today. I think she had a birthday celebration. If I'm missing any of the moderators who jumped on, I think Susu was here earlier. God bless Susu. And Fabian was also here. God bless all the members. Thank you so much for supporting this channel. For $1.99, we appreciate it on here. Thank you so very much. Make sure you support your other YouTube lives after you continue and you're scrolling down. If you enjoy it, hit the like for them. His or hers. They appreciate it, right? They appreciate it. So if you're going down to the next vertical and you like their content, whether it's Trump, cooking channel, psychic channel, or anything else, support the channels and keep their channels going. I'm sure they will appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you so very much. Say hello to somebody once in a while. High five, fist bump. God bless us all. Huh? God bless him. God bless Donald Trump. God bless him. I'll see you on the next live. Take care. A little coffee coming. A little coffee. A little coffee for Mike. A little coffee.